Hello, I'm Niall and I play Sam.
Hello, I'm Becky and I play Molly.
And we're here in Derry with Ghost the Musical. We have a few questions. Okay, I shall ask you the first one, Becky.
Fabulous.
Tell us about your character in Ghost the Musical.
Well, my character in Ghost the Musical is someone that everyone can relate to. She is an artist, and she is in love with Sam, obviously.
Everyone can relate. That's the bit they can relate
Everyone
to.
can relate to that, obviously. No. She is feisty, she's full of love, full of passion, and I think her storyline in the show is so like a roller coaster. It's a joy to play her every night. What's your character like?
Well, I play Sam. Sam is, I think he's quite, on the surface level, I think he's quite a straightforward kind of guy, a nice guy, but he has his kind of issues. He's got issues with intimacy, and he seems to have a problem, saying that he loves Molly, even though clearly he does. But he's also, obviously, when tragedy strikes, he shows that he's a fighter, and he's, there doesn't seem to be any limit to the lengths he'll go to try and save and protect the woman he loves. So yeah, I think he's an interesting guy.
And what's the highlight of your tour been so far?
I mean, as an Irishman, I would be remiss if I didn't say coming to Derry, but this is my first time coming to Derry, and it's just nice for me to be back kind of on the island again. And yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, it's always lovely to come home, and we've been to some beautiful venues, already on this tour, both in the UK and abroad. But for me, I mean, every time I work on any kind of tour, I always eye up. The first thing I do is check what Irish dates are coming up. So it's lovely for me to be back home. So, how have the audiences been here at the Millennium Forum?
Well, yeah, we had our opening night on Tuesday and then one last night. They've been fantastic so far. It's such a quirky little theatre. Like, the architecture is beautiful in here. So looking out and seeing all this, beautiful sort of sight looking back at me, I feel so happy.
Yeah.
You?
It's great. Yeah, same. It's a lovely auditorium, and the audiences have been really appreciative of the show.
Yeah.
I was laughing with James Earl Adair, who plays the hospital ghost, that like it's only in the Irish cities where he has a line where he says to me, he's one of the older characters in the show, and he has this line going, his wife is she's fighting it, huh? But fighting was always her thing. And Irish audiences just absolutely crack up because every Irish married couple is like, yeah, that's the wife. So it gets a great reception. But no, it's lovely, and the audiences have been really, again, like appreciative of the show.
Any highlights from your visit here at Derry?
Well, I mean, today we weren't in Derry. We moved out to Antrim, but we went to the Giant's Causeway. But obviously,
awesome.
If we weren't in Derry, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to travel there. So that's been a real highlight. But I think where I'm staying this week is just across the river on the Foyle. So the walk into work every day across the Peace Bridge and stuff. It's such a beautiful city. I mean, the kind of heritage in the walls and everything.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous to walk around. It's really, really been wonderful.
Right. If you could pick any other stage role apart from the current role you're playing, what would it be?
Okay. I think it would probably be... Oh no, I don't want to go with like the generic... Okay, does it have to be female or can it be male as well?
It says in fine print, it doesn't have to be female, so whatever you want.
Okay. Well, it would probably be Sam, I'm not going to lie, because it's a pretty cool role.
Oh,
I know, right?
Well, I'm about to give it up for something else.
Well, fine.
So if I could play any role other than, I would say Molly, but it wouldn't be Molly. No, I don't know. I've never really been one to look for a specific role. I just enjoy kind of interesting stories, and I think that's one of the great things about Ghost is that it's a really interesting story to tell. So that was what was exciting about it. But I'd love to. I think I'm more attracted to the shows than the parts. I'd love to be maybe performing in something like Book of Mormon. I just think it's very funny. It's kind of definitely my sense of humour. And
I wish I'd have done that one.
Yeah, but I don't know. Anything. If there's a job going, I'll take it.
I'm going to enjoy asking this question.
Okay.
If you weren't spending Valentine's Day on stage, how would you be celebrating it?
Well, unfortunately for me, I had quite a bit of heartbreak last year, so this is a slightly less enjoyable Valentine's Day than last, to put it that way. But I don't know if I wasn't at home crying myself
didn't
to
mean
sleep.
to-
I don't know. I guess I'm not one for big celebrations. So I guess if I had someone to celebrate Valentine's Day with, I would probably, night in, cook a dinner, movie, Die Hard, classic. What about you?
I totally
if
didn't
you
think
were
about
if
that.
you weren't working, what would you be doing?
Probably crying with a box of chocolates or ice cream in front of Sex and the City. In fact, I watched it last night. It was great.
There you go. Okay, so what would you say to encourage audiences to come and see the show?
I think this is something that's been reoccurring that we've always said, but it's such a universal story. It's relatable to every single person. Everyone goes through loss, through grief, and I think that our characters in particular are very, very relatable. So if you want to come and see a show that you can feel as well as we do, you can follow the storyline. It's not, all singing, all dancing. It's a play with songs, and that's something that I think is not. It's not. What am I looking for? It's not around at the moment. There's lots of musicals where it's like, singing, dancing, jazzy. Whereas this is kind of like, this is real. Is how I feel. It's real.
Yeah, I think it's quite a cathartic show because it, as Becky said, it deals with loss, and which is something I think everybody can relate to in one form or another. But equally, it's. I think it has so much kind of levity, and like Oda Mae Brown brings so much comedy to the show, and it's fun, but it's also it's a nice little bit of escapism away from nights at home, and I think one of the beautiful things about going to watch live theatre is you can't press pause and go and put the kettle on. You settle in and you watch a show. You commit to the story, and hopefully if we all do our job right, then you'll be thoroughly entertained.
Okay, what advice would you give to our younger audiences who are perhaps considering musical theatre as a career?
I mean, there's so many different answers to that. I think it's being an actor, being a performer of any sort. It's almost like a vocation. It takes a lot of dedication, and it takes a lot of commitment, and I think it's always very, very important to be truthful to yourself. We all want to play, Jean Valjean or be the next Bond or be whoever, but you have to know what you are as well as who you are as a person, and just push yourself and don't take no for an answer, but equally have an idea of where it is you're trying to get to, and know that those goals change. I mean, there's people who start out wanting to be a performer and end up being a wonderful director or a wonderful choreographer, or working in stage management and doing things like that. So the road has many twists and turns, but if I could say one thing, actually, I would say keep your family and your friends there with you along the road, because it's a tough road, and there's a lot of no's, and there's a lot of things that feel like judgments, and it can feel very personal, and I think you need the love and support of your friends and family there to keep you going, and to look for something beyond yourself, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly what I always say, is to surround yourself with loved ones that do support and encourage you, because growing up I had lots of people that were saying to me, oh, it will never happen, it's just a phase.
You keep saying that,
yeah, they do still nowadays. No, and I remember being so heartbroken. So you get rid of those people, they're still there, they're still family, but you surround yourself with the people that love and support you. Another thing I would always suggest is keep in class. It doesn't matter how big you get in this industry or how far you've made it, there's always still something to learn. Like I went back and I've done a few acting workshops recently. I think that it's so beneficial to learn something new. Shut up. Let's do something new at all times, be it in direction, be it in acting or dancing, etc. Just keep ploughing to be the better person. Yeah, version of yourself is what I meant. Better version of yourself.
Better version of yourself. Thank you very much.